but also to his cancer journey. He was originally diagnosed with kidney cancer in 1996 and underwent surgery. In 2007, his cancer returned and had spread to multiple sites. He was started on an oral treatment, and despite multiple side effects, Mr. Foster continued to perform and go to his gigs. In 2008, that treatment was no longer effective. He then joined the clinical trial. When that trial closed, he started another medication, and we are delighted today that he is stable and here with us today. I'd like to share a quote from Mr. Foster that was published in Cancer Today magazine, which you all have. We had each of them for you today. I know my disease is incurable, but my ability to compose and perform jazz has steeled my mind against negative thoughts and the endless what-ifs. Jazz is about improvisation and living in the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, it's truly an honor to have Billy Foster and the Billy Foster Trio join us.
Well, thank you so much, Angela. It's great to be here. Boy, what a lovely audience and a lovely event. As she said, I'm Billy Foster. I'm a jazz musician. I'm a cancer survivor and currently a cancer patient. I'd like to introduce you to my wife, my caregiver, and our vocalist, Ms. Renee Miles-Foster.
I'm so excited to be here. From the first start of being invited by Angela and her group, we've been on a roller coaster ever since. So we're excited and happy to be here. And as cancer survivors, we have learned and we know about faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. And that's why we're going to start out with the song, Everything I Love.
You are to me my everything, my life to be. When in my sleep, you are
Thank you, Renee Miles-Foster. We're going to continue on now. This is a composition entitled Alone Together. much. Thank you. Lanny Turner is our drummer. Bruce Evans on bass. Is everybody enjoying themselves? Good, good. Well, that's the power of music. I'd like to tell you a little bit. She told you a lot about my story, but I'd just like to bring it all the way up. I was told to speak a little bit and then play some more, and then some more. We'll talk just a little bit. I was diagnosed, as they said, in 1996 rather, with a tumor in my kidney, which we decided the best thing to do was to pull the whole kidney and the tumor out, and that worked. So I had no cancer for the next 5 years. I made regular visits to the oncologist, and everything was clear, so I thought I was in pretty good shape until 2007, when I developed a cough, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me, we'll do an x-ray, and then maybe you've heard these words, well, we see something. You might have heard those words. Yeah, the second worst words you want to hear. So then we had a biopsy, and you heard the first worst words I didn't want to hear. What are those? I have cancer, yeah. So I was diagnosed with renal cell carcinoma, which is something that's incurable, at least at this time. The best thing that you can do is stabilize it. So the doctor had a list. The doctor's like a really good friend of mine. He's a trumpet player. He's on some of our CDs, as a matter of fact. But anyway, he had this list of oncologists that he wanted to send me to. Said, which one did I want to go to? Well, I happen to know by him being a friend of mine that just before this, he had had a battle with prostate cancer. So I said, well, who did you go to? He said, I went to the University of Chicago. I said, that's where I want to go. And so he made an appointment for me, and when we went over, I took some more x-rays, and it was determined that my cancer was, at that time, it was stable. So the treatment was nothing. And so I decided I'd try to get a jump on the situation, and Lanny over here had heard of a person who had been cured by doing an all-raw diet. They went to an institute, maybe somebody in here has tried that, I don't know. So I decided I'd try it as long as there was nothing happening with the cancer. So I went on the all-raw diet, and for about the next 3 months, and we took some more scans, and the cancer had started to grow. And so they put me on a medication called Sutin, and I was on that for about the next 8 months. But some of the side effects were that everything tasted bad, and I was coughing up blood, and it drove my blood pressure up, and kind of messed up my thyroid, and so I couldn't eat. And so with the raw thing and this, I lost about 30 pounds. So I was down to 130, and the doctors told me, well, you got to stop doing that at least. And the Sutin never did work. But what did happen was, about 8 months later, 2008, they decided that we'd go to a clinical trial. They asked me would I accept a clinical trial, and some of the news right before that, they told me they couldn't arrest the disease. In a couple of years, I'd be dead. So I was happy to accept the offer into the clinical trial. And one reason why I'm a big proponent of clinical trials is because this worked for me. It worked great. It was a medication that worked for me from 2008 all the way to last summer of 2013 with a couple of infractions. I had to have a taste procedure and an ablation at one point on one tumor that wouldn't cooperate. But other than that, it worked perfectly for me. But in 2013, the company decided to quit. The trial wasn't working for enough people. So they decided that they would quit making the med, which was saving my neck, actually. So I wasn't too happy about that. But they did quit making it. But fortunately, during that period of time, there had been some other medications developed. And so As of last September, this is kind of my anniversary month. I've been on this new med for a year, and it's keeping my cancer stable, so I'm in good shape. In shape enough to play some more music. I'd like to do a tune I wrote. This is called Into the Dawn. Thank you. Thank you. That's called Into the Dawn. I decided on that title because one day I was out driving. I'd driven all night, and the sun was coming up. And so I was like driving into the dawn. I'm not really that great at titles. I'd like to introduce my wife once again, Renee Miles-Foster.
I'm back.
Everybody's experience with cancer, I think, is different. I like to talk just a little bit about some of the things that got me through or getting me through currently. My experience with cancer, some of it's music and the power of music. Some of it, I think, when you hear somebody tell you you have cancer, your mind goes all sorts of different ways, and you have to find a way to kind of get a grip on that. I think your attitude is really important. I think I heard an amen on that one, I think. Yeah, and I think your will to live is important. I think there are three things involved, and I'm this next part that I'm speaking about, I'm just talking about myself, so you don't have to agree, you can disagree, but I think God's important. I think that your medical team is important. And I think you're important. And I think, there are ways that you have of affecting each one of those. God, of course, you can pray and do some service work, and beg others to pray. With your doctors, I think the best thing, and I think I can see with this Barnabas Health Organization that you guys have great doctors. But I think it's important to choose the best. If you're interested in living, you can choose the very best doctors that you can. I think that's important. I'm reminded of a joke I just heard. This guy died, and he went up, and St. Peter was sitting at the gates of heaven, and he had his list there, and he says, "Well, what's your name?" The guy says, "Joe Smith." So he looked down and he said, "Joe Smith, you aren't due here for 5 years. Who was your doctor?" I'm involved in music, and that's been really helpful to me. Music, I think, is a very powerful force. One of the things is it can alter your mood and disposition. I'm sure all of you, you don't have to be a musician to experience this, because all of you probably have some favorite music that you like. And you can put that music on, and it lightens your mood. And I think that's important in healing. But it's also, music therapists have had some things that they do to help heal, and they say that it can reduce pain, manage stress, anxiety, makes you move around, people dance and sing, and so those are powerful forces also. It can reduce your blood pressure. So there's several things that they've come up medically that work as far as music is concerned. I've had some personal experiences. My mom had Alzheimer's. This is one of the things that helped me with my attitude. I took care of my mom who had Alzheimer's and my dad who had Parkinson's. And, through the years, those diseases progressed. And then that was when I came to find that I wasn't really in control, that something else was in control. And those things were going to go ahead no matter what I did. And so when it came to my disease, then I decided to turn it over to a power that had a little more muscle than I had to fight this disease. And so that's where, to me, God enters the picture. And so that kind of helped me out quite a bit. I know I can't fight this by myself. One of the other things that helps me out is having great friends, great support group, and a great caregiver in my life. I think that's important. I know with my mother with Alzheimer's, when we would play some music for her, she'd really brighten up, and you'd see things that you hadn't seen before. Years ago, we had an experience. I had a kind of a pop group, and some of you might remember this. We played dances and things, and there used to be a song called The Electric Slide. I call it the miracle song, because we'd be playing, and you see elderly ladies and men come in, and they have these canes, sit down, they could barely make it to the chair, it seems like. And we play, our regular set. Then we get to the electric slide and start playing that. Down go the canes. That never ceased to amaze me, and that's a powerful force too. Along with my collegiate teaching, I also taught music in elementary school for 35 years. And one year I was assigned to a handicapped school, which probably was the best thing that could ever happen to me. It really made me thankful, some of the things I saw. Some of the kids were handicapped from birth, and some of them could do no more than just play this way and drool. And I would bring in instruments, rhythm instruments like tambourines and sticks and things like that, and give them to those kids. And you put on a piece of live music like a march or something, they'd be having a ball. You know, I think that's powerful stuff and it's healing. I think Renee wanted to say a few words, and then we'll get back and play some more.
Right. Thank you. We're having a wonderful time. Have you enjoyed the food? Yes. I mean, they did a good job. You know, all these waitresses and waiters walking around here, we got to give them thanks and props. And God bless the dishwasher. But before I say what I have to say as a caregiver and as a cancer survivor, I wanted to offer you a poem that I ran across for our radio show, in which case we ended up doing a Your Journey with Cancer show. And it's been so overwhelming and inspiring, even to meet each of you. I got so excited I couldn't sit in my seat. And Angela kept trying to take us to the room so I could calm down. I kept saying, Lord have mercy, I got to meet these people. But anyway, I said, that's my husband on the cover, and this is me. I'm Renee. I'm singing. So anyway, am I doing all right? Yeah. We've been with these guys for quite some time, and even though you were saying he played for 30-something years, it's really 50-something plus. He told me one time in writing a report he had to reduce it down to 30 because he didn't want them to think he was old. I'm like, what are you then?
You know, I had an elementary school teacher of mine that told me if I didn't do something about my hair, she was going to have to stop telling people she was my teacher.
You know, life goes on, doesn't it? But here's the poem that I'm dedicating to all of you. May God give you for every storm a rainbow, for every tear a smile, for every care a promise, and a blessing in each trial. For every problem life sends, a faithful friend to share. For every sigh, a sweet song, and an answer for each prayer. And as I want to continue, I'd like to share with you some of my thoughts that I kind of jotted down. So I won't be overwhelming, but I got to share it. And sometimes, you know, you get up here and you get to talking, but you forget the points that you wanted to make, so I wanted to make sure I made them, so I wrote them down. As a woman, mother, wife, and caregiver, I've learned many life lessons throughout our cancer journey. We have learned that along with the trials and tribulations of life, that we must also be grateful and celebrate each day as though it were Christmas. First and foremost, I have learned to lean on God. Yes, lean on God. And not to straddle the fence, because I was a straddler. I had to learn to become responsible and make decisions about the care of my loved ones, and it was overwhelming. I would pray, and then I would doubt and worry. I would pray, then I would doubt, and then I would worry. I was afraid. I was afraid for Billy to die, afraid of his dying. I would pray, and Billy's health and his appearance changed, oftentimes from bad to worse. Our daughter would pray and have devotions. Friends would pray. We received cards and calls of support. One friend arranged for an ongoing special petition with prayer partners from the Vatican and Rome. When I was at my lowest, when the doctor said that there was nothing else that could be done. That's a horrible thing to hear somebody say. It hit me. I finally realized that I was straddling the fence. I needed to believe in God's grace and His mercy. I had to surrender all to the one who was in charge all along. I had not only to believe and pray, I had to fight and be an advocate for my husband, stand, educate myself and others about the horrific challenges of cancer, learn about early detection and prevention, learn more about foods, nutrition, supplements, medicine, doctors, health support teams, and of course I had to care for and love myself. So, you see, here we display before you our faith, hope, and love. And yes, knowledge is power, and the power of music is healing, and the help of God and prayer, through it all, we can see in Billy Foster and all of you, truly God's grace and His mercy.
Thank you. We call that one Early One Morning, because early one morning I got up and wrote it. That featured Lanny Turner on drums. I'd like to invite Renee back up to finish out the afternoon for you. We think this next tune is special, dedicated to all of the cancer survivors in the room and those that care for them.
Here's to life. No complaints and no regrets. I still believe in chasing dreams and placing bets. And I have learned when all you give is all you get. So give it all you've got. I've had one
so much. Randy Turner on drums, Bruce Evans on bass, Renee Miles-Foster on vocals, and Billy Foster. Thank you so much.
Mr. and Mrs. Foster, Mr. Evans, Mr. Turner, we thank you so much today. I wrote the speech, but I'm not even going to read it. That was so wonderful and inspiring and meaningful to us all today. Thank you. So we always like to give a little something of St. Barnabas, so we have these lovely robes for you. And I hope that each time you put it on, you smile and think of this very special day. You know, a lot of you know me very well, and I typically don't listen to music like this. I'm a Bruce Springsteen fan, but I think I convert it today. I think Bruce Springsteen would like to meet you. I would like to end with "The Sun is Shining," so I think that's also reflective of the terrific day that we have today.
I'd like to try this one thing out, but I need your help. I'm going to ask you to sing something. Hey, go. Hey.
And by the way, he has happy socks on. Show him the happy socks on. And that wasn't rain outside, that was tears of joy. That's right.
Renee's going to sing this, and as soon as you figure out what it is, we want you to join in. You can clap, even if you can't sing, clap.
And if you didn't go to church, this is part of that solution. Okay? So today, you ready? St. Barnabas is here to stay. St. Barnabas is here to stay. Chase that cast away. I'm looking up, gonna chase that cast away. Come on. I'm looking up, gonna chase that cast away. Come on, join in. I'm looking up, gonna chase that cast away. Come on.
Have a great day.
And now I'd like to have Dr. Allison Grant, Chairwoman of Radiation Oncology, give our closing remarks.
That was great. Thank you. On behalf of the St. Barnabas Medical Center and the entire cancer program, we would like to thank you for